AITA for selling my daughter's iPad. In March 2018, my daughter, 16, bought an iPad. She bought it from her own Christmas money. She is a wonderful artist, but I believe she is limiting her potential. She has made money from it, as a little over a month ago she was requested work on Instagram. She has a substantial amount of followers on it, 10K, and has made just under £100. It's nice that she's doing this, but it is making me worry. She does well in school, but all she is doing at the minute is drawing. I understand she has a hobby and people are paying her money. It is good, but I don't like what she draws either. It is not explicit in any sense, but I don't believe she is pushing herself. She has so much talent, and because she is drawing so much recently, she is neglecting her duties such as doing homework. I've tried getting it across to her that school is important. I came out with good grades, and now I am an accountant. I worked hard at school by doing my homework the first day I got it. I went to many extracurriculars, and I was a star student. If I could do it 30 years ago, she can do it now. I have a rule of no technology until after dinner, but recently I've found out she's been using her iPad before dinner. I took her iPad away from her and told her she knew the rules. Before dinner is for homework only, but she complained because we have dinner at 7 o'clock to 7:30 p.m. and she goes to bed at 9:30, which doesn't give her enough time for her to make art for her customers since she also has to shower. It seems that everything has been revolving around her iPad, and I've had enough. On Friday, I had overtime at work. I left the key for her and told her to do her chores. I come home to see that she hadn't done her work, and she came to me with a happy face. She had just been commissioned again, and she was receiving £50 for it. I flipped. We had the biggest argument we've ever had. My daughter accused me of not supporting her, which I do, but her education comes first, and I'm sick and tired of her games. She cannot make a living from her art, and this social media thing is poisoning her. She knows the rules in my house, and she must stick to it. She retaliated that now she's making money, I won't need to nag at her like what I do. She finally has a good job, and she's making more money from this than what she did on her paper round. She can put this money towards her college fund. I took her iPad and flat out told her I am selling it. She is to delete her Instagram and refund that new customer. She's been crying and wailing, accusing me of not loving her and twisting my words. She's told the story to her auntie, and I now have her berating me too. Nobody seems to understand that my daughter is obsessed with this iPad. Her excuse is that she's making money. And I tell her there is no use making money now if you can't make it in the future. AITA, edit. I have not yet sold the iPad. It is with me, however, I had put it up eBay this morning, before I posted on here. Some of you are seriously making me reconsider, but my decision still stands. I want what is best for my daughter, so that in 10 years she can afford to draw all day, and comfortably lounge at home and make money. Comments said, as an accountant, auditor, and someone who has side hustle doing digital art commissions, I'm genuinely disgusted at your actions. My parents were the same, not allowing me to do art, so I did it in secret for 3 years, and until now they still don't know that I do it, lol. YTA if it isn't clear enough. Lol, good luck in keeping your RS with your daughter. Hope you enjoy it when she cuts contact. BC lol, you deserve it, laughing face, edit. On a side note, I hope she files a police report against you for theft, because that is what I would do if it happened to me. Another said, YTA taking away the one thing she enjoys and looks forward to in her day. That gives her validation. Your rosy future won't happen. She will sabotage her school to spite you. She will ruin things because you ruin things for her. Also, not everyone is good at maths. So what? Not everyone has to be an accountant. Let her be. Plenty of time for her to decide her career, not you. Another said, YTA. It's her property that she bought with her own money. Confiscating it so you can put your rules as a parent in place is one thing. Selling it is stealing. We as parents do not do that to our teenagers if we entertain any idea of them wanting a close relationship with us, not only during the tumultuous time of the teenage years, but into their adult life. A 16-year-old going to bed at 9:30 barely leaves enough time to do the typical homework load, which by this age can be 3 to 4 hours a night without any extra studying. So it's no wonder she's prioritizing short-term money from commissions over plans for long-term success. Homework. If you want her to do her homework and be able to continue to explore art for commission, help her work out a planned schedule to fit both into her time. Help her learn to prioritize which homework and studying gets done first, so the studying she does is focused and efficient. Help her work out for her commission a realistic time frame to do them in. A waiting list with cutoff point, ECT. Many new artists throw all they have right into it, and it's not sustainable. Help her rather than be a lazy parent focused on a punishment-only response to failure. Another said, my daughter, 16, bought an iPad. She bought it from her own Christmas money. Honestly, that's all I needed to read. YTA, do not sell things that do not belong to you. You're an adult, act like it. If you want her to do her homework, then make her do it and give her the iPad back when she proves she did them. If you can't stand hearing about that iPad, tough luck, there are worse things in the world. Deal with it. She cannot make a living from her art, yet here she is, making money. There's no reason why she can't pursue art as a career. You said it yourself, she has talent. It's tough, yes, but not impossible. She doesn't need to be an accountant to have a valid career choice. Give her the damn iPad back. Stop being grumpy about her having a hobby and making money off of it, and stick by your rules instead of giving up on them because you're tiring of hearing about it. Update 3 weeks later. It's been almost 3 weeks since I last posted, and after many requests, I am reluctantly making an update. The day after the incident, I sent my daughter Eve to stay with her auntie. She took her school clothes and she stayed from Monday to Friday. During that time, I reflected on my actions and I weighed out different situations and my approach. When Eve came home on Friday, we had a long conversation and I tried hearing from her point of view. I had over 100 messages, many threatening, however, one stuck out to me. Someone kindly messaged me and gave me a solution to my issue. They suggested that instead of banning Eve from Instagram, I see her process, watch what she does, and figure out how she can organize herself efficiently. When she came home, I brought down her iPad, which was still up for sale for another 2 days, and she informed me of what she did and how, while also hearing her side of the story. I found that many of her commissions do not come from Instagram, but instead another networking communication app, Discord. I was annoyed that she was using something other than Instagram and hadn't asked me for permission. I followed her process, and for an hour we talked of business. I explained of things she could do to improve, work on her schedule, and how she can reach more people. By that time, I allowed her to keep Instagram, and I'd let her know on my decision with the iPad. On the Saturday, a week after I posted, I checked the eBay bid. It had reached £310, which I was astounded by because I was expecting around £200. I told my daughter my decision. I was selling the iPad. What worried me about her use of the iPad was that it was a 10-inch screen and staring at it for several hours was unhealthy. So instead, I thought of a different approach. I asked her that we could either sell the iPad, and I'd be willing to put money towards a new, larger one for Christmas, or I can buy her something else. We talked and she decided on a new iPad. It's been 2 weeks since and we've sold the iPad. I've sorted her a new schedule so that after 6 p.m. she can go on her technology compared to the old rule of technology after dinner. I've also had some feedback regarding her sleeping schedule. Eve goes to bed at 9:30 simply because she's a pain to get up in the morning. She finds great enjoyment of making herself presentable and wakes up at 6:30 every day, and I'm the one who wakes her up. Going to bed at 9:30 means she gets the most rest, and it won't be a hassle in the morning. Now on a Saturday and Sunday, she can access her technology after she's done all her chores. However, she has a limit of 4 hours before she has to get off them. I'm currently looking for a new iPad for her, so for now she's not been drawing. I will have something ready before Christmas, but I am looking for assistance on what is suitable. Comments said, my heart was breaking in the original post but was encouraged to see an update. My heart is now completely in shambles all over the floor. That poor girl is stuck with this monster. I sincerely hope the eBay money will be put towards an upgraded iPad. I'm confused at why she can't use the iPad for drawing. Would you prefer she drew on paper? Also, if she bought the iPad herself, why are you selling it and keeping the money? What is she using to draw while the iPad is waiting to be replaced? I'd understand if the issue was only health related, but it sounds like she is doing fine using it. You only have an issue because she broke the rule about the times to use it and you not being able to control her actions on it and not liking her artwork. I understand your concern of the internet, but I can see why people are calling you controlling. I'd also add that you aren't being honest about why you don't want her to have the iPad since the reason has changed several times. I'm glad you're willing to talk to your daughter now. I hope you replace her iPad sooner rather than later. Another said, YTA still. Reading the story, I thought, okay, this is perfectly acceptable for him to have this set of rules for his 12-year-old here. Then went and read the original story and saw that she's 16. This is ridiculous. First, I don't see how it's ring for her to sell art commissions. It's a healthy hobby and most 16-year-olds should have a job, so this seems like a very positive thing for her. All 16-year-olds have smartphones and social media, thus is extreme helicopter parenting that results in harm because your child will be very behind and unprepared for adulthood when it comes. Just the way that you speak in your posts the entire time like, I sent my daughter to stay with her auntie and how you're the one who wakes her each minring and such, it's very clear that you see her as a very young child and are treating her as such. She is 16, almost an adult. 16-year-olds drive and work and hang with friends. Another said, YTA Wacom standalone products suck chestnuts and the only good ones you need a PC setup, the unofficial industry standard for digital artists. You know the ones that don't have real jobs apparently, is an iPad, Apple Pencil, and Procreate. You made her sell a perfect tool and you plan on getting her something worse. Why? Because the screen is too small, peeved. Hate to break it to you, unless you're willing to splurge on the 12.9-inch Pro, $1,000 you're looking at 11 inches, $800-ish, and the 10-inch she already had. You just wanted to swing around your BDE when you have no clue what you're actually doing. As a digital artist myself, if you have the skill and work it right, you can make good money, but I have a feeling that as long as she's living under your roof, she won't get a chance to flourish.